opponent not conceding here, only because it's possible we could have drawn some of the relevant lands. We did not, because we are too expert at playing Amulettitan to have drawn the bad lands. Only bad Amulet players draw poorly. And now we get to double haste and force them to block with the Dryad. Pact of Negation? Say what? Hello and welcome, guys. We are back again with the same Nev Disk list that I played in the last league. Although, honestly, these two might end up getting posted at very similar time frames, so it may be indistinguishable which video you've seen first. But the idea behind this one is playing the card Nev Disk in the Amulet sideboard. It's a 4-mana artifact that enters tapped, and you can pay 1 and tap it and sacrifice it to destroy, well, I mean, you just tap it and destroy all artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. Usually these things have a sacrifice clause on there. Interesting. But basically, this is just a 5-mana O-Stone effect that doesn't hit Planeswalkers. And I think that the fact that it's 5 mana, as opposed to 8 total, with playing O-Stone for 3 and activating it for 5, makes it a decent contender, because this Nev Disk is actively good in the Scam and Murktide matchups, because you can, like, play Disc, and then if they don't counter it the next turn, you can pay 1 mana to blow up the world, and then still have a follow-up, like play an Endurance or Dryad or whatever, and that can come up. And also, sometimes you just have to suck it up and try to wait to get to 5 mana to even activate an O-Stone. Like, just because you play the O-Stone doesn't mean you have the mana to activate it, whereas Nev Disk is always just 1 mana, so it's easy to hold up, it's easy to play around things, and so that's what we're giving a shot today. The last league that I played, spoiler alert, went 3-2, so hopefully we can get at least that, maybe a little better. But without further ado, let's jump straight into game 1. All right, we are on the play against Jay Vidarte. Interesting hand. If this Vesuva were a bounce land, this is a snap keep. We can play a turn 2 map and crack it, and like turn 3 Azusa, turn 4 Titan, which isn't the worst. If we top deck any land, then we can go turn 2 Azusa into land and maybe even play map. I mean, I think we're supposed to keep this. It's a little loose, slightly slow, but we'll give it a shot. And we will Grazer in the Vesuva here in case it becomes prudent to have the untapped land this upcoming turn. If we just top deck a non-land, then it's whatever. Still probably just slamming Azusa even if we don't draw the land, so that next turn we can map, crack it, and to get multiple land plays out of it. And if they just kill our Azusa, then, you know, that sucks, but is what it is. Opponent's on basic planes and Cigar's Aid, so we're playing its Hammer Time. Well, under usual circumstances, we'd be mapping for a Boseiju, and we might still end up doing that based on that draw, but play Azusa, Garrison, pick up Forest, play Forest, map. Well, that bounce land was the best possible top deck. Now, if we top deck any untapped source, then we'll be able to just slam Titan on 3. Although no Valakut triggers or anything like that. One of the few times that Boros Garrison not tapping for green has not mattered. Our opponent has Urza Saga. Steel Shaper's Gift. Not one you see super commonly. It's usually like a 1 or 2 of if they play it at all. Of course, they do get the hammer, though. Alright, well, we can block this creature, so we will. And there's the hammer. No shockers there. We could potentially leave up map for Boseiju. Interesting. So we Titan, get double bounce land. Now, there's no way that we can leave up Boseiju here. We get bounce land, Boseiju, pick up Vesuva copy, bounce land, pick up... I mean, there's nothing we can really do here to interact with the hammer. We could just lose to second hammer and Shadow Spear and just slam the Titan, or wait a turn on the map here. We can map for Boseiju, blow this up, the Ornithopter or the hammer, and then next turn have Titan, but honestly I think I'm just slamming Titan. And now we can set up Boseiju bounce land and still have map available this upcoming turn. So, although I guess we could just get T-West bounce land and pick up the Vesuva, so that way we have lethal next turn with Valakut, and then we can still map for Boseiju if we need to. I think I like going for this. Not attacking for sure. I guess we could have gone ahead and played out Vesuva copy Growth Chamber there, but it's whatever. Stoneforge, Shadow Spear, I guess. I mean, even this doesn't like actually win the game, so second hammer we just chump block. So I think we just win here. We don't even have to block. Oh, actually, we do have to block because they could have second hammer. So we are blocking with the Azusa, not the Titan, of course. And then they Shadow Spear this, and we untap and kill them. So, yeah, cool. I wonder if Nev Disk is good in this matchup. It kills enchantments too, so it kills the Urza Saga in addition to the Cigar's Aid. We'll just top deck Dryad, sure. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to float 5 mana. We're going to play Dryad. We're going to map for Valakut. We're going to play Valakut and send it at them. Always yes, always yield. We're going to play Vesuva copy Valakut. Send that at them. Always yes, and then yes. And then we get bounce land. Valakut is 3 times 2 lands, 6, 18, plus the trample damage from Titan is lethal. So, yep, we're going to go to combat, swing it out, get Valakut Simic. 18 damage to the dome, plus the trample damage from our Titan is lethal. Pick up bounce land. I don't think we have any land drops remaining, but gain 11 life, no problem. All right, we want explosives here. We want dismembers because they can have things like Meddling Mage and Lavinia. I'm curious to try Nev Disk here. I think it's probably good. Now, what's bad? Cavern is not great. Pajuka Bog is not. I guess we can trim one pack. 3 more cards, huh? We can trim 1 saga to play around them having... Actually, we can trim 2 sagas and a map, since we have so much interaction, and play around March of Otherworldly Light. I don't know if it's worth it, but it is what I'm doing, so... Maybe Nev Disk is just not that good against them. Maybe it's too slow. We will find out. There's only one way to find out, and it's here and now. We have Dismember, the One Ring, and a bunch of lands. It's playing the slow turn 4 One Ring, huh? I think we can do better. This hand is far better. It always drags the wrong freaking card. Okay, I mean, we're definitely keeping this. We need all the lands. Could maybe bottom Grazer here. I don't think we need to, though. Need to bottom second ring. Yeah, we'll do this. Double ring is going to be good here. Giver of Runes does make Dismember look a little sillier. Right, we'll Grazer in our blue source for Talaria West purposes. Swing it back. Our Grazy boy may be stopping us from dying. Maybe not, though, thanks to the Giver. We're not even going to get to play our rings upcoming turn. I guess if they use their Giver to get in for damage, then we can Boseiju something. Or we can just Dismember, you know. Not a problem. Well, we're definitely doing this in passing, but we'll see what happens. Now we have 2 layers of interaction. We can Boseiju and Dismember. So, like, they go Sigarda's Aid, Hammer on this, and we, like, they attack, we block, because they probably just don't give protection to get through the Grazer. We can Dismember plus Boseiju, I suppose, if we need to. They only have 3 cards, so looking pretty good here. If they represent Spell Pierce, then I will not just play Boseiju Ring, but if they can't do anything about our ring, then I'll definitely play out the Boseiju in the ring immediately, and then just pick up Boseiju with Bounce Land afterwards. So, mono white, huh? Certainly. I mean, I guess we just Dismember the Giver now. Plays into them having, like, a hexproof type effect. I'll Dismember, I think. If they want to protect it, then I don't care. Cool. Another Boseiju is quite welcome. I would like to play a One Ring. Draw and swing it back. Not looking too bad here. And we're getting to live Nevinral's Disk territory. Inkmoth Nexus. And a concession, huh? Okay. Well, interesting. Well, I'll take it. I'm not one to complain about things like that. So we are now 1-0. I guess we'll never know if Nevinral's Disk is good against Hammer or not. All right. Jumping in here for match 2. Sound effects necessary. Extremely non-keepable hand, I think. We'll get in that one. All right, turn 1 Saga is always nice. We definitely keep this one. Probably bottoming Vesuva, I think. There's a world where both Boseiju and Cavern are useful, whereas the Vesuva being another bounce land doesn't really matter too much, probably. Hopefully. Ugh. Turn 1 Grief Scam. You'd love to see it. This is going to be a good matchup for Nevinral's Disk, though, at least. That's all of the non-lands that we have, opponent. You got all of them. So now we're playing Saga on 2, so we can start making some creatures. Try to contest this grief on the board. Exile the Feign Death. Oh, I meant to play Saga on turn 2. What am I doing? That's alright. We'll just top deck a Titan and get rewarded, of course. Maybe we just play Growth Chamber and pick up the Saga here. That is so bad. They have Dalfi too. Okay, well, we probably weren't going to be winning by blocking this grief anyways, with Dalfi increasing the clock. Okay, well, gonna play for a turn 4 win here, I guess. Top deck Titan or lose is the game. Oh, they have Ragavan too? What is it with these crazy scam draws, dude? Turn 1 Scam Grief, turn 2 Dalfi, turn 3 Dash Ragavan. Ugh, there's the pack we would have needed. I think we're just dead now. Yeah, I guess we could have drawn Ring there, but we didn't. And so we move on. Cool. All right. So in this matchup, we bring in all of these and all of these. I think that's it. We don't really want Endurance here. And so, what do we want to cut? Well, we want to cut Sagas because of Blood Moon, or Alpine Moon. Either way, we want to cut Expedition Map, and I guess some Caverns. I think I'd rather have one of the Caverns than the Bog, though. Cool, we're chilling on the play. And a 0 land hand almost. Got a mulligan this one. Well, this hand is not great considering that we have a duplicate legendary land, which always sucks, but we will attempt this hand. Especially since if they go turn 1 Scam Fury, we can just Dismember it. I enjoy Dismembering turn 1 Scam Fury. I'm just waiting on our opponent here. No big deal. All right. We are definitely keeping this. They kept 7. We have to put one of these away, don't we? Maybe it's just a Dryad, to be honest. I think putting away Dryad makes sense, because we need this One Ring to dig us into our Titan and extra lands. Definitely not Grazing and Boseiju. That would be what we call a disaster. Thoughtseize, okay. All right, we would like to draw land off the top. They do take the ring, of course. Land. Any land. Bounce land in particular would be great. Amulet's not doing a whole lot here, but that's all right. Thoughtseize to take Dismember also, huh? All right, something good. Bounce land, that counts. We'll play it out so that we can play a ring this upcoming turn if we need to. Pick up Boseiju. And now we have Blood Moon covered. I mean, we have had Blood Moon covered, but that's, you know, if they kill Grazer, it'll be a little sad, but we'll live. We could top deck Nevinral's Disk and slam it. And O-Stone in this situation, we would be able to get up to 5 mana at a cost, but the 1 mana activation on Disk makes it really nice. Fable. Okay, are we supposed to Boseiju this one? I wouldn't hate it, but if we do top deck a 4-drop that we want to cast, Then we lose anti-Blood Moon privileges here. I feel like we're just gonna go ahead and destroy this now, to be honest. There's some likelihood that we just top deck another land here and still keep Beseiju in hand, or that we top deck a blank. And we're gonna want to not let them do the discard and draw thing, or draw and discard. No, it's discard and draw. Discard and draw. Yep. Don't want to let them fix their hand. If we absolutely have to, we can just pass with Beseiju in hand and just not play a 4-drop. Depends on how much we put them on Blood Moon, because obviously they have fetch double swamp, so that kind of indicates that they have it. But now if we draw Dryad, it'll be interesting, because playing Dryad prevents them from attacking and making a treasure. I don't know how much that matters, but opponents, what are you doing? Come on, search for a land. There we go, finally. Bounce land is not a bad pickup. Although, if we want to be able to Titan next turn, we would have to play Beseiju here. Nah, we'll play it safe. Safe and slow. There's no way they don't have Blood Moon here, so just keep playing around Blood Moon. Bide our time. We'll block this one. And then they'll hard cast Fury, and then we'll top deck the ring. That's what's gonna happen. Sheoldred. Okay. Okay, well, let's not top deck the ring then. Sanctuary's not bad, right? Now we just need to top deck a Titan. Okay, Nevinral's Disk would still be very good here. Imagine we drew Nevinral's Disk, played it, untapped it with the amulet, and then just immediately blew up the world. Whew. Disk might be the best top deck here, to be honest. It might even be better than a Titan top deck. We'll keep our Grazer around for one more turn, hopefully. All right, Disk off the top. One time. Nevinral's Disk, let's go. Whew. It's not a disc. That ain't it. We will play it, though. Maybe playing it's not great, but pretty unlikely to matter, I think. 8. We block 4. We take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we're just dead now, huh? That's cool. Yep. Yeah. Because we're going to lose 2 to the Sheoldred in our upkeep, in our draw step, thanks to drawing a card. Dismember. Cool. All right. Well, we'll just, go to the next one. Unfortunate. I don't really know how that happened, to be honest. But alas, we are now 1-1. We just need to top deck a relevant card. Sometimes that doesn't happen. All right, in here for match 3 on the play. That's what we love to see. Oh man, what is it with these weird hands? Okay, so we go, this is a turn 4 kill if we draw a Titan. We get to make some Saga constructs along the way. I guess we keep this. Kind of a weird one. Hopefully our opponent thought seizes us, or like scams a grief. That would be funny. Definitely leading on Saga here. Seagate Restoration Preordain, huh? Okay. It's not one you see very often. Is this a control deck? Or Neoform, maybe? They wouldn't play a blue land, would they? Maybe they would. I don't know. Well, whatever this is, I think we're just slamming second Saga. Cavernous Souls to help us get Titan down through counter magic is kind of a huge game. Amulet of Vigor. Hello? Okay. I see what's happening. So this is some sort of Lotus Field deck then, I guess. If they can kill us next turn, then they can kill us next turn. We'll get an amulet here. And I guess we'll play around like Pact of Negation or something. All right. Do your worst. We just need to not top deck Sunhome or Slayers or Boros or Vesuva. No, Vesuva we might be able to play around depending. No, Vesuva would be a bad top deck too. They have the Grazer for the Lotus Field. 2 mana. Sylvan Scrying perhaps? 3 mana. Recovery back to Preordain. That one is not going to cut it, opponent. That one will not do the trick. So now we just get to kill them. Amulet. Hit 5 to make sure we're not yielding to anything that we shouldn't be. And we will 20 damage our opponent. Guess we'll go uncounterable just in case. Even though it makes me annoyingly click all of the little mana pips here. It's the technically correct thing to do, so we'll do it. Opponent not conceding here only because it's possible we could have drawn some of the relevant lands. We did not, because we are too expert at playing Amulettitan to have drawn the bad lands. Only bad Amulet players draw poorly. Which is ironic because literally last game was a perfect example. But not last game, last match was a perfect example of drawing poorly, so. Even the construct token can get in there. Go Vesuva and Sunhome and clear our opponent out. Put the Sunhomes on the bottom. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I don't think anything matters against them. We want Forest over Bog. Maybe Cavern, maybe not. One Ring probably doesn't do anything against them. I guess it stops them from... So, like, if this is like the Spike Lotus Field deck, then Karn -4 Aetherflux Reservoir is how they usually win. I don't know if that gets... I don't know if the One Ring gets around that or not. Let me look up the card real quick. So this is Aetherflux Reservoir, and the text is, pay 50 life, it does 50 damage to any target. So we would be protected from Aetherflux Reservoir by One Ring. Does that make it better than an untapped source, though? I don't think so. We'll trim One Ring and play the untapped source instead. I guess we could have explosives for the amulets, but usually they don't need the amulet to win. They could just, like, do a bunch of the tapping, untapping with the twiddle effects. This is like a Twiddle Storm style strategy, so we'll keep it. I would like the Forest to come over here and the Dryad to come over here. I don't know why this particular setup always has problems doing card rearrangement. I don't understand it. Turn 1 Amulet, turn 2 Dryad, turn 3 Ring if we don't draw a Titan. Our opponent mulliganed into 4 cards, by the way. They have the amulet as well. Okay. And if they have exactly Lotus Field plus Ring, they do get to do something here. Slayer Stronghold was such a horrendous draw, dude. What a bad draw. What a horrible draw. So this is just proof that I'm a bad amulet player, because I top deck the lands that we don't want to top deck. Preordain. One top, one bottom. So they liked one of the cards. They're playing all the untapped these lands as well, so they could probably They probably are playing the green, what is it called? Let's them look through the top, reveal the top whatever cards of their library until they find like a land or a non-land. I should know the name of this card, but I'm forgetting it. Play Dryad into Slayers here, and then proceed to top deck Titan and kill them, hopefully. Unless we're dead this turn. Kind of doubt that, but it could be possible. They would have to have Lotus Field, One Ring. No, even that doesn't do it. They could have like Lotus Field. If they had an extra mana, they could have Lotus Field, One Ring, and Hidden Strings and start to go off that way. And that would make them mana and draw them 2 more cards. Like that could potentially do it, but Titan. Amulet. Well, you never know what you might hit off of this One Ring. Play the ring. We'll draw with it real quick. Titan. No Titan. Okay. Keep the Simic in hand here so that we can top deck a T-West and use it. We'll float a red here in case we have an extra land drop so we can haste our new Dryad. Guess not. Okay, well, our opponent could potentially start going off here. They can't kill us thanks to the One Ring, most likely, unless they're playing like Fast as Oracle or something. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Okay, alright, there's the T-West, another One Ring. Alright, well, I think we're going for the kill here. I should have played Valcut first. Oh well, it's alright. Float a white here, and then get down to business. Get a pack, get a Titan. I guess we want to leave the green untapped for whatever reason. So we have 3 mana exactly, so... And I don't know that we don't have another land drop. So we can get... Okay, our opponent's just going to sweep. I was going to say we can get a T-West bounce land, pack for another Titan, play it, and then haste off of Boros and Vesuva and attack with both Titans through a twiddle effect, but our opponent doesn't make us need to do it. So we'll jump in here for match 3. 2-1, huh? I was not expecting to play against the Lotus Field deck. On the play, love it. Turn 1, Amulet. Turn 2, we could play a turn 2 One Ring with this hand. We're definitely keeping this. Interesting. We don't have to, though. We could just go Sunhome, Amulet, then Valcut, and then we have 4-5. We'd be 1 short of getting to Titan. Plus, we'd be a little lacking on green. But, you know, that problem may inconspicuously disappear. Let's see what our opponent has in store for us here. Saga. And, hey, we're playing the mirror. Bounce lane ain't bad. All right, well, especially having another bounce lane, we're just going to go ahead and grazer in a land here. Actually, yeah. I think it's better to do this. We could play Amulet Bounce Land and still have Titan this upcoming turn. If we want to play the One Ring here, then we have to put Growth Chamber into play. But that stops us from being able to top deck a +1 ramp spell and being able to Titan this upcoming turn. So we're just going to not. They have Force Pass. Cool stuff. No +1 ramp spell, so we'll play Saga here. And we'll play a ring and draw with it and then pass to our opponent. And then they can't kill us, and then hopefully we'll be able to kill them. Okay, they have Boseiju. I'm glad they used this on the Saga and didn't wait to hit a bounce land with it. They're probably going to set up another Boseiju with their Titan here, assuming they have a Titan. But, you know, they get mapped, so they didn't have the bounce land. That's unfortunate for them. Well, we do have Titan this upcoming turn, so not a problem. I guess they could have another Boseiju here if they play out their Growth Chamber. Nope. All right, I think we win then. Another Amulet, huh? Their hand was so close to being the nuts, but they were just a little off, and it will cost them. Another Amulet is insane. That is a crazy top deck. All right, we'll play Amulet. We'll play Bounce Land, and I don't know that we have actual lethal here. I think we do. Pretty sure we do. Play Titan. We double haste and attack, get any 2 lands that activate Sunhome, and we'll be Gucci. So, just barely getting there by the skin of our teeth here. Yep, our opponent scoops it up. That's how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we want the untapped sources. We don't want any copies of the One Ring, and we want some dismembers. Maybe not all of them. We don't want Bog. And, I guess we just don't bring in the Cavern. Actually, I think I'd rather have the land than the 4th dismember. It's more important to be proactive, I think. And that includes having enough lands to actually do the things you want to do. I don't know, maybe the 4th dismember is alright. I think it's fine. Would be nice to have Force of Vigor in this matchup. Also, most Amulet lists are playing a couple copies of Terra Sunder, and I'm not because we're playing these Nev Disks instead, so our matchup against the Mirror is slightly worse. Terra Sunder is really quite good in the Mirror. I mean, this is a quintessential keep. If we draw a bounce land, this is a turn 3 Titan with double Amulet. Can't really ask for a lot more than that. If our opponent has a turn 3 or turn 2 hand that's faster than ours, or if they have interaction, then we'll probably lose, but, I mean, that's just the name of the game. Let's see what they have on 6. Turn 1 T-West, huh? Could just have double Amulet in hand. We'll Grazer in Saga here. This helps us play around a Terra Sunder just a little bit. Looks like they have it, too. Yep. Welp. Guess we play the Amulet out now. And I think we're going to Vesuva their T-West so that we could potentially top deck a Growth Chamber and Transmute. Next turn we can play Dryad into additional land and then have Titan the turn after. So not looking too bad. Okay. This could be bad only if they have double untap source. So they have to have a second untap source and a Titan in hand. Otherwise we're not in too much trouble. Oh, Bounce Land is interesting. We have 4 mana at max. So we're just going to do this and hope and pray. Titan this upcoming turn. What you got to do about it? They have to have double land into Titan here. And even then they're getting Valka triggers. Like, they can kill our Dryad, but it doesn't actually necessarily stop us from doing stuff with our own Titan. Now, whether that stuff will be good enough or not, probably not against their active Dryad. Oh, they have to transmute here, huh? Rough for them. So they don't have the Titan. Unfortunate. Well, we do have the Titan, so unless they have a Boseiju, even that, we can win through Boseiju if they don't hit our amulet immediately. If they hit Dryad, we can win. If they hit our bounce land when we play it out and they have Boseiju, then we can pick up Vesuva and copy one of their bounce lands and still be fine. Another amulet is pretty good too. So now we get to double Titan them. Yeah, they have the Boseiju. This is a mistake on their part though, but I don't think it really mattered, so... Because now we can Vesuva one of their bounce lands. Very cool, very cool. Play Vesuva copying Rot Farm and kill our opponent. Yeah, they could also have waited and hit the Slayer Stronghold if we tried to haste. That would have been a play. But now we get to double haste and force them to block with the Dryad. Pact of Negation? Say what? Okay, never mind. Still a game to be played. Is that what they transmuted for? No, they got Summoner's Pact. Well, now we just need to top deck a Titan, I guess. Man, that Pact of Negation was so good. Rough. Right, Titan off the top, I guess. Titan? Dang. Okay, well, I guess we just lose then. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I don't think that we want to change anything. Just hit submit. Do we want the fourth? I don't think so. I just don't think so. I mean, maybe we need it, though, because our opponent has interaction. I think we're going to lose if we don't have interaction also. Although we can just, like, turn 2, turn 3 combo them if they don't have the right interaction. Our opponent won because of Pact of Negation. Wild, huh? I guess Cavern plays around Pact of Negation. Maybe for that reason, we just play the 4th Cavern over the 5th Forest. Because all of them equally play turn 1 Grazer. But Cavern. We can Cavern non-giant and it randomly matters. That'll be a fascinating thing to happen. Well, we can Boseiju them. Just go land, hold up Boseiju, have Dismember for a Dryad or something, and just try to get there the natural way, but I'm going to try to find something a little more proactive. Well, this is a little more proactive. I don't know that it's better, but Saga Amulet, any green source left has a Boseiju, Cavern to play around the thing, but no double green for Titan. They kept 7. I think we're supposed to mulligan again, to be honest. All right, this hand's pretty good. We'll keep this. Bottom, Dismember, and Grazer, I guess. I'm okay with this. Not playing around Force. Vesuva Saga. Fasting. Okay. Well, here's hoping that they don't have Terra Sunder or Boseiju. They have Amulet and 2 bounce land and interaction, presumably, or a tap land. TUS, tap land. Okay, so they are holding up Dismember, but that doesn't do anything necessarily. I think we get them here. Ugh, why is it always Slayer's freaking Stronghold? Come on. Okay, that definitely makes things more complicated. We'll put Sanctuary into play, since we can hold on to the Simic here and have the double blue for TUS later on. Definitely leave the bounce line in play here. Get Titan, play Titan. Can't haste here, which is fantastic. Love that. So it's going to be Boseiju Growth Chamber. And now we got to think about how we want to approach this. So if we Boseiju Saga, they get a land, they would have to have bounce land, 2 Grazer effects, and a Titan. That's 4 out of their 6 cards, 7 withdraw. If we wait to Boseiju a bounce land, they float a mana, they play bounce, we Boseiju it, then they have a green mana. They could have a Grazer or a Zusa and still get to Titan. So they would have to have bounce land, second bounce land, and one of those effects versus has 3 versus 4 cards. So I think it's better for us to Boseiju the Saga now. Of course, we have Slayers and Sunhome. Why would we not? We are losing to Boseiju ourselves, by the way, because we can't pay for pack. They're just transmuting here in the 1 ring. Okay, right. Well, we didn't lose to Boseiju, so that's a great start. See what we draw. TUS. Interesting. So we can transmute for Boseiju, get bounce land Boseiju on our attack trigger, Boseiju Simic now and pass and still hold up Boseiju. That sounds pretty good. I guess we just get Simic again. Yeah, I think it would be very, very hard for them to win from here. I guess we could just Boseiju the Amulet also. Then they'd have to have Amulet, bounce land, 2 ramp spells, and a Titan. If they play bounce and we Boseiju it, then they have 3 mana down to 2. They would have to have Grazer, like 3 or 4 Grazers. I think we're supposed to just wait here, to be honest. We'll just chill. I think it's better to wait and Boseiju a bounce land if they play it, since that puts them a mana behind. They would have to have an absurd number of cards to Titan after that. Plus, this is better against second Amulet if they have it. Or is it? I don't know. If they play second Amulet, we can Boseiju one of the Amulets, I guess. And they have 3. So if we Boseiju Amulet right now, like they could have bounce land, a ramp spell, and a second bounce land, and then that punishes us for Boseijuing bounce land. But if we Boseiju Amulet right now, they have to have bounce land, so it's 3 mana, Grazer for 4, Grazer for 5, Grazer for 6, and then Titan. That would be 5 cards remaining in addition to the Amulet. So they'd have to have 5 out of 7 cards. That's probably the better bet, right? Because it only takes like 2 or 3 cards for them to punish us for hitting the bounce land, but it takes 5 cards to punish us for hitting the Amulet. So Mycosynth, copy, Grazer. I don't know, they could have it. They would have to have Grazer, bounce land, another +1 ramp spell, and Titan, 4 out of their 6 cards. It's not impossible. Or they could just have, yeah, they have Grazer. Interesting. I don't think there's anything we could have done to beat this. I guess maybe not Boseijuing their Simic immediately. And we had to Boseiju immediately. Maybe hitting Amulet and then passing and then holding up for another Summoner's Pact. Dang, Azusa. Huh. That's crazy. Well, I guess we should have held up. We should have besieged Amulet to start with, and then held up besieged during this turn. I don't know, man. These stupid besieged games are always so complicated. I guess they could still have Slayers in their hand, so we'll wait. Slayers or Sunhome. Dude, that's so crazy. What an insane hand. Okay, so they're hasting here. They have to have Sunhome and Vesuva in deck as well. Oh, we killed the Vesuva, so they don't have Vesuva in deck, so they can't kill us with Vesuva here. We get to untap at least. I don't know how we win from there, though. I guess we could win by Val cutting away Azusa and Titan. So, like, we attack, get T-West Val cut, play Simic, pick up T-West Transmute for Dryad. We have 5. Play land. No, just play 1 land. We'll have to draw a ramp spell just to kill a Titan. I don't know, it'll be rough. What a weird game, dude. We have to top deck Dryad. If we top deck Dryad, we can just play land, attack, get double Valcut, then play land. If we don't top deck Dryad, we attack, we could get double T-West. Get double T-West, play bounce, transmute for Titan, play Titan, get 2 lands, transmute for Dryad, play Dryad, something like that. I don't know. We'll have to see what we can do here. Oh, but they get to set up Beseiju here, so we can't actually win with Dryad. Did they pact twice? They pacted for the Titan and pacted for Azusa, I think. Yeah, they pacted twice, so they have to be able to pay for double pact here. They have 5, 6, 7. They're just dead to their double pact. They're just dead to pact. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, they just lose to their pacts. Cool. So we don't have to do anything. I was still attacking at Beseiju regardless, but... All right, we'll go to combat, attack Beseiju Simic, and go from there. I mean, we don't have to do anything. They're literally just dead, but just in case they have something, we'll get Sanctuary. Oh, we don't even have another Beseiju. Okay, whatever. We'll just get Telarios Valcut and pass it back. It doesn't matter. I'm going to say, sorry, I thought I had another Beseiju. All right, opponent, you have to have an instant speed way to not be dead to double pack. Oh, boy. Okay. All right, let's play for the 4-1. Whew, what a fun way to win the Amulet matchup. That was a crazy matchup. We were very lucky they had to double pack there. I mean, to be fair, in order for them to do any of that, they had to have a crazy amount of cards to play around with our double Beseiju there. So the fact that their cards weren't exactly perfectly lined up and they ended up losing to a double pack, honestly, it's not that crazy to me, but I don't know, maybe that's some sort of bias. Well, at least we can use this as a lesson. This list right here is weak in the mirror for sure, because we don't have access to force, we don't have access to Terra Sunder, we don't have access to anything basically. We don't even have 4th Beseiju in this list. Maybe it's better to play 4th Beseiju over the Forest. I think it's debatable. Playing against Packers fan 2311, somebody I've definitely played against before. Looks like they're deciding. I wonder if they are revealing Companion or not. Ooh, interesting hand. So you can go turn 1, Vesuva copy whatever land they play, and then turn 2 Amulet, bounce land, have a turn 3 ring. We're definitely gonna keep this. It's one of those weird Amulet hands. Oddly better on the draw than on the play. I gotta take a screenshot of this for Twitter. There we go. Sorry, opponent. Had to do that real quick. All right, we'll copy that Blood Crypt right there. Pass to our opponent. Titan wasn't a bad top deck. We will need that one eventually. See if our opponent just has the turn 2 Blood Moon against us. Classic, hitting Primeval Titan off the Ragavan. Looks like we're playing against Jund Sagavan, or just Jund. Thoughtseize. Take your pick. I guess they take Amulet. Yeah, that's not great for us, because we need to be able to get this Grazer and play to block this Ragaboy. Right, another Amulet or any untapped green source is our best top deck now. If only they could have led on Overgrown Tomb or Stomping Ground instead of Blood Crypt, huh? Untapped green. That's close. And by close, I mean not even close at all. All right, well, we'll just keep doing it live. Being on the draw and having every land enter-tapped, very, very rough. Definitely not how we drew it up, that's for sure. 3-4 Goyf here. Forest, huh? I mean, I don't think it matters what we do here. Probably just Forest, Grazer, and Gruul Turf. Then they know that we drew Forest, though. Maybe not. Nah, we'll just do this. And we'll Grazer in, bounce land, pick up the Vesuva. No real difference. I guess we could maybe have pacted for Azusa? I don't know that would have been a good play, but we could have done it. I have to imagine they'll have removal for this Grazer so they can connect with Ragavan once again. Perhaps not. Orcish Bowmasters is rude against our 1 ring. Although luckily for us, we don't actually have to draw with the 1 ring because we have Titan lined up. They do have the removal. Okay, taking 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're close to dead. Very, very close to dead. And once again, we don't actually have to draw with this 1 ring. We might want to anyways, though. Maybe we don't want to. Maybe we don't want to draw with the ring. Bowmasters is definitely very, very good against this card. We might need to be honest. They hit another ring. Okay. If we play ring and activate it, next turn we go to 1. I think we're going to need the extra card, though. I think we're going to need the extra card. It does make us lose to a 3rd Bowmasters, but it's whatever. We need to find an Amulet or 2 or something like that. Oh, wait. Speaking of, we actually want to play a land here as well. copy this one, I guess. Definitely not paying 2 life. That would be a stylistic way to go out, though. Next turn, we get to lose 1 and play another ring and never use it, and just hope that we can get to Titan plus Dryad somehow. Our opponent has 1 card in hand, the Bowman's. Okay, well, let's play a ring. We'll keep this ring. We'll play Grazer, and we'll play some lands out and go from there, I guess. We have 6, 7, 8. We'll be 1 short of Dryad plus Titan, sadly. Amulet would do it, probably. Amulet off the top might win us the game. Amulet. Besage. Let's see. We pack for Dryad, play Dryad, land, Titan. Oh, that does it. That does it. Okay, they're at exactly 12. How about that? I don't have removal spell as your last card, opponent. You don't have it. If we won this game, whew, that will be insane. Winning thanks to second Valcut. You love to see it. Assuming that they don't have removal, which they very well might. Of course they have the removal. Ugh, rough. Oh, man. At least we had a chance to win the game, huh? Dude, that was probably one of the best cards they could have had against us, and we still won. Disk seems good here. I feel like we don't need the ring against Bowmasters since we have things like Disk to help clean up the world. Dismember doesn't seem bad against Ragavans. Probably want to trim map and at least 1 Saga because of the fact that they are probably playing Alpine Moons. Yeah, opponent says, crazy, you still could have almost killed me. And I guess we want basic forest instead, since we're going a little bit down on lands. Bog is going to be good against them, I think. I think we just run it like this. Could have explosives against Ren and Goyf and Bowmasters. I don't hate it. Maybe we bring in explosives over some caverns. 31 land seems fine. Still not 100% certain that's right to be siding out all of our 1 rings, but we are going to try it. And maybe the 3rd Dismember's not great. I feel like having a total of 7 1-drops that deal with Ragavan very cleanly is a good idea. And it's not like Dismember's dead otherwise. Like, if we manage to kill a Goyf or something with it, then it could be good. It also hits Magus if they're playing Magus in the Moon, which is not the most outlandish thing in the world. Alright. Okay. See what we can do here. We have a Ragavan killer and 2 Summoners Pack. That's a little too many Summoners Packs. Oh, we could be siding out Besaju in this matchup. I think we mulligan this. Summoners Pack is almost a dead card here. This hand is not fantastic, but, I mean, if they just go turn on Ragavan, we're so dead, but, I mean, we gotta keep this. I don't think we can afford to mulligan it. We'll bottom the... I guess we want the untap source. I think we're just bottoming Vesuva here, to be honest. Gonna sandbag this Bog, I suppose. I guess we lead on Forest. Opponent kept 6. And we just can't ever mulligan this hand, I don't think, unfortunately. Not on the play. And going down to 5 is really bad against a Thoughtseize deck, so Thoughtseizes, okay. At least it's not Ragavan. That's absolutely a bonus. Probably supposed to play Bog here, because playing this means that we can't play a 3-drop if we were to draw it. Grazer is interesting. Alright, we'll do this. And now, because we could top deck and play a Nev Disk, we're probably supposed to just go ahead and commit the Sanctuary. And I think I'm going to go ahead and play Forest again here as well. Since we can top deck Nev Disk, we'll have 4 mana this upcoming turn to just slam it, so they can't discard it out of our hand prematurely. And if we don't, we can just bog them. No big deal. Alpine Moon. Well, we're playing around that, but not super effectively here. It does technically Stone Rain us, essentially, because we're down 1 mana. It's whatever. So if they have Ragavan, no? Okay. Definitely playing around this one by boarding out Sagas seems like a decent idea. Are we supposed to pack for Dryad here? I don't hate it. I think we do. I think we do. And thanks to our opponent's Alpine Moon. Oh, I probably should have exiled our graveyard, actually, but that's all right. Thanks to our opponent's Alpine Moon, we can pay for pack even if our Dryad dies, so no harm here. If we draw a bounce land, I think Bounce Land might be our best top deck at this point. Seiju, huh? Rin. Thankfully, no Beseiju or Fetch Land in the yard. Haywire Might, huh? Okay, well, let's not lose the game. I'm not fond of that. Land is not too bad. We'll start by attacking Rin and seeing what they want to do about it. They can jump if they like, and we'll play out the Stronghold. This way, we could top deck Valakut, perhaps. Get a Valakut trigger. They can't exile our Dryad with Haywire Might because it says non-creature. Thoughtseize kind of rough here. Not super scary, though, necessarily. Goyf. That one's annoying. All right, Bounce Land is a good draw. Nev Disk is a good draw. Actually, Nev Disk isn't great because they just might it. I don't know. Bounce Land. Amulet. Okay. It's 4/5 Goyf that we can't really swing through. So I guess we're done. Cool beans. Cool turn. Draw a card, pass. Classic. And that Thoughtseize was brutal. And that Fetch Land to go with Ren. I'm not super worried about that. Not at the moment. Beseiju definitely would have been worse news for us. Yeah. Nev Disk not looking great against the Haywire Might plan. They do have Beseiju. Oh, goodness. Okay. That's really bad. I don't really know how we win now, thanks to them having just drawn Beseiju like that. Ironically, One Ring would not have been good here. Dang, we're just going to lose to Rin Beseiju now. So tragic, dude. Guess we're supposed to play out our Amulet now as well. And we do have 2 basics to search for. We could top deck a Titan here, potentially. No, I mean, we don't have the mana. I just don't think there's anything we can do. This is the worst possible thing for them to have, is exactly Beseiju as their last card. Definitely not blocking. Alright, well, if we get to play a second main Titan because they Beseiju a Dryad here, I mean, that'll be pretty nice. Alright, we'll just pass back, and at least we have the extra basic from the sideboard here to help us out a little bit. We probably are supposed to throw both of these Dryads into this Rin. We might be getting there because we have a 5th basic forest. Wouldn't that be insane? Shadow Sphere, okay. How do we get out of this even if we resolve a Titan, huh? Like, we can't bog anymore. So this Tarmogoyf is kind of a problem. Dismember. Interesting. I'm actually going to attack them and Rin like this so that they can besiege you to save the Rin or not. Okay, interesting. I guess Dismember makes us not dead. We go black, black, 1. Dismember here. Now bounce land or untap land lets us Titan here. They do have 1 Besage to interact, but that may not be enough. Alright, anything that lets us cast Titan. Untap land, anything. Alright, so we have a chance. We have to Valakut away both, we have to Valakut away their Tarmogoyf here. See, this is 9, so we need to point 3 at this. And then, see, we have Artifact, Planeswalker, Land, Sorcery, Instant from Summoner's Pack. So I don't think there's anything they can do here to stop the Goyf from dying. Kill a Dryad. Oh no! No, they have Terminate and Besage you. Yeah, there's nothing we can do to beat this, unfortunately. Well, we'll get our basic land, huh? Ugh, that's so rough. Gosh. That is so rough. They played perfectly around everything we had. Well, now we block this, I guess. There's just nothing, right? And another Rin. Oh my gosh. Alright. They got us. I guess here Ozone would be better than Nev Disk, right? Yeah, cool. Rough. That was one of the most insane matches I've ever played against Jund. And we ended up 3-2 again. It's the 3-2 curse, dude. And whenever I play this deck, I always go like 3-2 or 4-1. It's impossible for me to get a 5-0, and I don't know why. It's so hard. Regardless, I do think this list has some promise. Maybe Nev Disk is not the most efficient card for the purpose. Like, it does what it's supposed to very well, but I don't know if it's worth playing 3 of. It doesn't seem bad, though. I think probably boarding out the 1 rings against Jund there just because they have Bowmasters, probably not the right choice there. Not that it ended up mattering, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like this list, there's nothing really particularly wrong with it, and 3-2 is not too bad, so yeah, I don't really have any changes I'd make. Maybe the 4th Endurance is not necessary, maybe the 2nd Disc isn't necessary. I do like having a bunch of basics, though, like, especially against the Rin Beseiju locks, but usually having 4 basics is enough. I don't know, I do like playing up to, like, 6 basics, though, so I could see doing something like this, and playing, I guess, maybe Beseiju in the sideboard here. I think something like this is a little more reasonable, and then messing around with the sideboard numbers a bit. But regardless, I am a pretty big fan of this list in general, and let me know what you guys think about it. And thank you again for joining me on this journey. If you have any comments or questions about the deck, then leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you guys for the next one. This is Redface Menace, signing off.